Health and wealth, yeah, I'm playing for keeps. No more sitting, we stay on the grind. Walk to the bag, let's redefine. Balance the hustle, body and mind. MoveQuest mode, yeah, I'm alive. Stay active, earn crypto, stack it. Every move I make, that's a habit. Turn every step into earnings. New way to win, yeah, I'm learning. Move, submit, earn and repeat. Crypto rewards got me feeling the lead. It's your journey, chase that feed. Health and wealth, yeah, we bring the heat. X Spaces live, Sunday 3 p.m. EST, tune in with me. We talking games, we talking stacks. Moving forward, never looking back. One step closer, mission's clear. Every week, yeah, we pioneer. New ways to earn, new way to grow. MoveQuest life, let's get that glow. This ain't just a game, this a movement. Every step's a check, yeah, improvement. We don't stop, we elevate. MoveQuest fam, let's celebrate. Move, submit, earn and repeat. Crypto rewards got me feeling elite. It's your journey, chase that feet. Health and wealth, yeah, we bring the heat. So lace up, get moving today. Step by step, pave your way. MoveQuest vibes, we here to stay. Health and wealth, it's a brand new play.
Go, you know what to do. MoveQuest in the house, time to break through. Lace up your shoes, burn it up, no slack. Crypto's on the rise while we're on the track. Run, jump, walk, hustle all day. Every step's a win, that's the MoveQuest way. Calories burning, we earn as we play. Earning MQT, no delay, no sway. Move your body, we on fire. Crypto flowing higher and higher. Burn, earn, and feel the heat. MoveQuest, baby, get off your seat. Let's get it moving, we're burning up. Step by step, yeah, we're rising up. Feel the rush, feel the beat. MoveQuest, the rhythm, got you on your feet. Let's get it moving, we're burning fast. Every step counts, we're making it last. With every move you earn and grow. MoveQuest, baby, let's go, let's go. Hustle on the move, no stopping this flow. We're cashing in on steps, getting crypto to show. MoveQuest got the power, the future's clear. We're taking over, the time is here. From the streets to the gym, we're taking flight. Every move's a token and it's feeling right. Step, move, groove, get in the zone. Crypto's on the rise, it's ours to own. Move your body, we on fire. Crypto flowing higher and higher. Burn, earn, and feel the heat. MoveQuest, baby, get off your seats. Let's get it moving, we're burning up. Step by step, yeah, we're rising up. Feel the rush, feel the beat. MoveQuest, the rhythm, got you on your feet. Let's get it moving, we're burning fast. Every step counts, we're making it last. With every move you earn and grow. MoveQuest, baby, let's go, let's go. Get on your feet, get in the game. MoveQuest is here, we're taking our claim. Crypto's flowing, no stopping this beat. Burn those calories, feel the heat. Go, go, go. Step it up, feel the vibe. Every move's a win, come alive. MoveQuest, the power, it's clear to see. Earning with every move, let it be. Let's get it moving, we're burning up. Step by step, yeah, we're rising up. Feel the rush, feel the beat. MoveQuest, the rhythm, got you on your feet. Let's get it moving, we're burning fast. Every step counts, we're making it last. With every move you earn and grow. MoveQuest, baby, let's go, let's go. Get it moving, we're burning bright. Crypto fitness, we got the light. MoveQuest the way, we're here to stay. Let's go, we're on our way.
Good evening, everyone. Glad to have all of you joining in with us this evening for the MoveQuest App lunch. Mr. Hayden, are you with us this evening, sir?
Mic check, 1 2, check 1 2. It looks like the mic is working all right. Good evening, everyone. It's also an incredible new day, depending on where you're listening from, of course. Welcome to the MoveQuest new app pre-launch event. That's right. This is a cyber celebration. Thank you all for tuning in and being here live for the party. My name is Hayden, your friendly neighborhood digital asset investor and co-host alongside the legend himself, Mr. Herschel Crow. How you doing today, sir?
And I am doing wonderful. This has been a long time coming, man. Long time coming. A lot of excited people, getting ready for that which is to come here in a very short period of time. So I couldn't be more excited about the direction that everything is going in and where we are at this particular point. Truly exciting times, truly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Big congratulations to all of you who have been waiting patiently for this chapter to begin. Special shout outs and super congratulations to the MoveQuest Nation. The new MoveQuest app is ready and going live tomorrow, June the 2nd. 2025 is about to get lit. Let's have some fun tonight, everybody. It's an incredible time to be alive and taking action in the world of crypto and blockchain. We have an amazing lineup of special guests tonight. Very cool testimonials from exciting MoveQuest community members. A brief look at how far we've come and where we've been and where we are today. And you're also going to hear directly from the project creator herself, Miss Lynette Arton. I like to refer to her as the light paper lioness, and much, 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 much more. Stick around. You are in the right place at the right time. This rocket ship is already in flight. However, we're about to hit warp speed. Mr. Herschel Crow, what do you say we kickstart this celebration by rolling the tape of how MoveQuest is impacting the lives of people around the world? Do we have some testimonials lined up? What's going on?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I tell you what, before we run the tape on a few of the testimonies, let's go ahead. We have some visitors with us this evening that are members of the MoveQuest community that jumped on to actually give us some live testimonies about their experience over the last. We're rapidly approaching a full year, man. It doesn't seem like it, but we're 11 months into this thing starting in June. So we want to hear from some of those individuals that give it to us live and direct this evening. The first young lady I'm going to call up, I had the privilege of meeting her a few years ago, and in the crypto space and some other communities that I've been in, and I've seen her grow in the crypto space. But it's been amazing to see her gravitate to the MoveQuest platform. So Miss Rita has joined us this evening to kind of give us her take on what her experience has been like. Miss Rita, are you here with us this evening?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm here. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so I have been a part of the MoveQuest community since last February, and I was walking for years, 5 miles, this lake around my house, and I was doing just that walking. I really wasn't pushing myself. So then when I started to earn an income and mining rewards for my physical activity, I began to push myself because we are, rewarded for our intensity. So I went from walking 5 miles every day to now running 3 times a week or more, 5 miles. I can actually run 5 miles now, and I'm 50 years old. I never thought I could run long distance. So I have the most endurance and stamina I've ever had in my life. I've been able to accumulate quite a substantial amount of digital assets while doing so. And it's been just phenomenal for this to be my first crypto project, to be part of such an amazing top-notch community where I've got to learn the basic fundamentals of crypto. And like I said, be incentivized to do something we should already be doing, which is moving and taking care of our health, building health and wealth together. So I'm so excited and I'm so happy for this grand launch of something that's going to be life-changing. We just came from the Bitcoin conference in Vegas, and about 70 to 80% of the floor was dedicated to different mining projects, but there was nothing like moving with your physical activity. There was, I got to cycle for some crypto, but I'm actually just using my physical body, a fitness watch, and able to mine crypto with an NFT connected to my watch. And it's so simple, and so it motivates me to keep pushing and going. So thank you so much for letting me share my experience.
Wonderful, wonderful. We love hearing that, because most of the time we talk about crypto, blockchain technology, and most of the time, we're talking about how we're going to enhance our wealth. But man, we often overlook improving our health, and which is more valuable than money in and of itself. So I'm glad to hear from a physical perspective how much you've been able to progress. And I'm somewhat jealous because, okay, now it's like, okay, Herschel, I got to get up to that. I got to do 5 miles in 1 foot or something. I got to step out in front of you. So I think, Hayden, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and let the ladies finish with their testimonies first, so I won't feel so bad when the men come on. So I'm going to go ahead, Hayden, and allow you to introduce our next testimony, if you will, sir.
I hear that. That was absolutely awesome. Mrs. Rita is on fire. I'm super excited for her because all of that movement simply means that it is digital assets in her bank. That is super cool. And the Bitcoin conference, I'm actually jealous. I wish I was there, but I was tuning in live. It was streaming on YouTube, and I was catching all the details. Anyways, let's keep it moving. This next individual is a very successful entrepreneur. She is an active member of Brandon Ivy's Ivy League Crypto Academy, or ILCA. She works very closely with the Bullish Moon community, helping members to onboard with MoveQuest and to navigate the world of crypto and blockchain to ensure that they are set up for success. Ms. Kishira, the floor is all yours.
Unmute your mic. We can't hear you, Miss Kashara.
Hi, you guys. My name's Keyshira. I've been with MoveQuest since September, and it has been a phenomenal journey. My testimonial is more about bonding with my family. My dad and I, we've been part of MoveQuest, and he has lost 60 pounds. And me and my daughter, we actually get to take walks now. She actually competes with me, you guys, on how many steps we take. She's 13, and MoveQuest is changing her life. She has more self-confidence. I have more self-confidence, and we get to bond as a family. So thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are at the right place at the right time. Just keep moving and accumulating that MQT and watch how your life transforms.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's exciting. She brought in the family element. I'm hearing that more and more often now, how families are actually bonding and spending more time together. Huge value in what MoveQuest is doing in that space as well. The next gentleman I want to bring up for testimony is, it's interesting, and I go back because I did have the pleasure of talking to him before he actually signed up. Just trying to get his head wrapped around the crypto space in and of itself. But I'm going to let him come on. He's in, I forget the state, but he's up north or whatever, oftentimes where it's cold. And even during the winter, I'm listening to him out there. He would call me sometimes while he's out walking in the snow and freezing weather or what have you. But Mr. Elton Poitier, I want you to come on and share what you would like to in reference to your experience with MoveQuest so far. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Herschel. How you doing? How's everybody doing?
Great. Go right ahead,
Good.
sir.
I started walking probably a couple of years ago, and unlike somebody, I was lazy. And my wife said, "You need to start moving. You start moving." So of course, I didn't listen. I'm a hard head. And next thing I know, I was walking with a cane. I said, uh-oh. So I need to start walking. So I started walking a little bit at a time. And then I got involved with MoveQuest. And now I'm walking 10 miles a day. Usually I walk 5 miles in the morning, or if I feel like a good day, I walk 10 miles. And one of the things that impacted me, I was helping my granddaughter move. And she was, of course, she was on the second floor, no elevator. And I was running up and down the stairs. And I looked, it took us about 3 hours. I was running up and down the steps, moving, packing the truck and everything. She's passing out, laying down. I got to rest. I said, honey, I'm like 3 times your age. You got to get up. So I helped her move, and I did 3 miles just moving her. So I had a rather serious operation about a year ago. And about a week after I had my operation, I was walking. Since I've been walking, I dropped about 40 pounds. So it has made a huge difference in my life as far as walking. And I walk around. I have little 4-year-olds walking me saying, you're the guy who walks all the time. So it's amazing how many people come out and see you walking. So it's been an amazing impact and a pleasure to do this.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, and it's funny, and I just have to throw this in there because oftentimes when Mr. Elton goes out on his walks, that's the time of day where it seems like he calls me. He calls me and asks me crypto questions and, you know, and things of that nature while he's on his walk, and he has nothing but time. So some of our calls become quite extended or what have you. But I am very pleased to see the progression that he's been able to make, and to be a part of that journey along with him during that process. So once again, another testament to what MoveQuest is doing for individuals in their physical lives. Now, this next gentleman, Mr. Ron Beard, has been with the platform or the ecosystem since the very, very beginning. And I'm going to let him share what he's seen and experienced during his time here as well. Mr. Ron, go right ahead, sir.
Thank you, Herschel. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Quentin Bradford, who it turned me on to the best opportunity of my life. So thank you, Mr. Quentin, for that. And he told me that when he turned me on to this. So man, wow. So I've been in for about a year now, you know, and I was in when the coin first launched at $1. You know, I believed in Lynette. I believed in the project. So I can tell you, I am down 31 pounds. I was actually on some meds, high blood pressure, no longer on high blood pressure every day. I maxes out every day. Then I got my wife involved. My wife is down like 33 pounds, looking sexy as ever, like when I first met her back in high school. So when I tell you just the best, because I didn't have the motivation, guys, to get up and walk and exercise. It takes a lot of motivation, you know, and knowing that I'm able to make MQT coins, which is I think is going to be better than Bitcoin. Oh, every morning I make sure I get my butt out of bed and I start my exercise, my burning calories. But enough about me and my wife. I want to share with you a friend of mine. She went to the doctor about 8 months ago. She been had enlarged heart for a while, and she goes to the heart doctor every 2 months. And each time she go, her heart is even bigger. And the doctor tell her she need to exercise. She's just not that kind of person to exercise, you know. So I turned her on to MoveQuest, and she realized I told her what cryptocurrency was and what she had her hands on. She believed in the MoveQuest, the MQT token, and she started to exercise, making MQTs, and she ended up going back to the doctor about, I would say, about a month and a half of exercising. She went back to the heart doctor, and when he ran the test on her, her heart was basically normal. He asked her, "What have you been doing?" And she said, "Just exercising like you told me." You know, so she knows that this saved her life, guys. This saved her life. Plus, she's getting healthy and wealthy at the same time. So we are going to hear many of stories like that. This is nothing. We're going to hear so many stories. There's stories out there already, but just wait till this app launch tomorrow. It's game on. This will go viral. I'm just glad to be here, guys. I'm blessed to be in this space. So thank you, Herschel, for all you do, and the community, and Lynette for taking the time for 4 years to bring out the best project that we will ever see in history. Back to you, Herschel.
Wonderful. Yet again, I mean, when we start talking about, you know, real life-changing, occurrences, when people have heart problems or issues, and you're able to actually witness those things, being positively affected in real time with people that you actually know, because it's different. We're on a Zoom, we're, broadcasting live on YouTube and on Zoom right now. And it's one thing to hear it from people that you don't know, right? It's like, yeah, but when you're able to, go through that experience with people that you actually know, it hits a little bit different. So I am glad to hear, the positive impact that MoveQuest has had on your friend. And I'm pretty sure that there are many others that are seeing the same benefits, but more importantly, the people that never get to that point to have to experience that benefit. So that is one of the things that I truly like about this platform as well. The next gentleman I want to bring up, is a pillar of the community. Many of the people that are out there right now listening are very familiar with Mr. Rhodes. And, I want him to come and kind of share the floor is yours, Brian. I just want you to share your thoughts and feelings about, MoveQuest at this stage of the process. Go right ahead, sir.
What's up? So I'm double watched up. So what's up, guys? How you guys doing? So I mean, where we're at in this process is phenomenal. I keep telling everybody, like, I hope that you keep submitting every day. I hope you keep claiming and keep putting everything you could put into the hatchery, because what Lynette has talked about over the past year, we have the same tokenomics, and every time you click a button, all that's going into basically an evolution contract, and then it's going to spit back in. So we'll be beating Bitcoin by far. So I hope you've been stacking those up, and what we have going forward is the new MoveQuest.com is by far you can literally help someone go all the way to the top titans in like 15-20 minutes, super quick, and then we got a new app coming, which honestly, I don't even care about that part, because we got the MoveQuest.com. It's like the old app. I just click a couple buttons, you're done out of there anyways. So with that, everything is in line. Now, this is when the masses will adopt this. There's nothing else that needs to be changed. More videos are coming out on how to do, like, go down to the little information. You'll see what to do in there. Like, there's going to be every single thing at the end of your fingertips to help you build this business, as in, share this with people and help everybody earn. So, my takeaway too from this is honestly is health and wellness. I love stacking up my MQT. I've put almost every single bit I could possibly put into that hatchery. And now I'm sad that I can't put more in it. It's over. So, but hey, we got the golden hatchery coming later. But like, I got a supplement right here. I'll drink this. It works for an hour. It literally works for an hour. Maybe it gives me some of the electrolytes or whatever, but you know what? What am I doing for the next 23 hours of the day? So that's what MoveQuest has done for me, is to help me honestly be consistent in my life to maintain, like, man, I better get out there and get to walking. So like, I've made it a routine to get to the gym sometimes before the sun comes up, just to start walking for good, 20, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending on if it's leg day. I want to stay on that treadmill anyways. I don't even want to do the leg day. So, I'll get all my steps in. I'm in there, I'm shaking my arms way too fast for how I'm walking on there, trying to get some extra steps in. And, I've used this not to, get in the lose weight. Honestly, I'm trying to gain weight from this, so I have to eat even more calories, but it has been phenomenal at helping me stay consistent and giving me something to look forward to every single day. and to hit those goals. Because I mean, I was kind of a gamer back in the day, and the gamification of this is kind of cool just to turn those circles whole. You know, it's not about playing games, but it's like, dang, I only slept for 7 hours. I got to beat that tomorrow. So, you know, where we're going, it's just limitless on what we can do here and the people that can be a part of this. You know, every company out there in the world, health and wellness, or, you know, anything that's around health should be a part of this. This is only going to make their community better. It's going to help their community lose weight. I mean, come on now. What's the biggest thing in health and wellness? Weight loss. Well, what's the fastest way to lose weight? Build muscle, burn fat, you know, that will help your body get in the right shape. And then you'll be losing that fat. You might even gain a little bit by in your legs, building that muscle in your legs, give you some longer independence in your life for having better balance, better control of your body, help you be able to get off that toilet forever. So no, you don't have to go to any nursing homes, nothing like that. But I'm just saying, like, this is only going to make you stronger, and it's only going to make every person better and every company stronger as well. You bring this to any company out there, any group of people, and say, hey, look, you guys have supplements. That's great. Well, do you know what will kick your weight loss journey or your 90-day challenge? Be a part of MoveQuest. Now your community is going to strive to get 20,000 steps every single day to make extra money on top of what they're already doing. And they don't even have to focus on building a team around this because they're going to get paid from their activities. So that's the thing. This is for everybody. And then going towards the groups that, you know, already walk or already doing triathletes, or, I mean, heck, you can give this to teenagers to go out there and say, hey, save some money to go buy a car. You know, this is for every single person, anybody and everybody. So, you know, where we're going, to me, there's no excuses. Everything's set, everything's there. You should be able to go through this how-to guide, set up an account, work with some leaders. We have some phenomenal leaders here that have been here for longer than I have. You know, I'm glad this was brought to me when it was, because I was like, this is the coolest project, and this will be here for years to come. I mean, if you're starting into a crypto space and this is your first project, I'm very jealous, because this is the coolest one to be a part of if you're getting started in this space. So, you know, to me, MoveQuest is that extra 23 hours of the day. Like, what are you doing? Strive to hit those goals. Feel better. You're going to feel better, because if you walk 20,000 steps, you know how good you're going to sleep, you know? So go out, get those steps, be a part of the community, ask questions, get engaged, you know, get 2 phones, get 2 watches. This is a conversation starter. Why do you have 2 watches on? Well, because I get paid from both arms. And they're like, what? And I'm like, you don't get paid walking? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, we got to talk. I mean, it's a simple conversation, you know? So I love it. Thank you, Herschel, for bringing me on. You know, I mean, this is the coolest thing ever.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to apologize in advance. There's a storm heading my way. So if you guys hear loud thunder and lightning in a minute, don't be surprised. Don't be startled. It's just the weather or what have you. But, you know, the next gentleman I want to, you know, yield the floor to is another pillar of the whole MoveQuest movement. You know, prior to, you know, the transition to the Avalanche blockchain, he's one of those individuals that grasped the concept early on and took the bull by the horns, not only as an individual, but to actually help share the message with the world, with his community, or what have you. So, Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily, what can you share with us this evening about your experience with MoveQuest? Go right ahead, sir.
All right, all right. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Well, first, man, just want to throw it back to you. You know, doing an incredible job leading the way. I mean, you've been doing these calls. I mean, there's no set pay and salary for what you do. You do it because you want to impact the masses, and you help people. You've spent many of hours on the phone with me, just conversing about this project and about, you know, ideas and bouncing off each other. So yeah, everything that's coming your way with this project, you deserve it, and the people that you're impacting are amazing as well. So I really just want to say what MoveQuest is for me right now is it's just been something to hold me accountable, right? I've always loved being active and working out and being in the gym and, lifting weights and, getting some cardio in here and there. But for a while there, I really kind of slacked off, right? I wasn't as active as I should have been. And now, with MoveQuest being here, it's forced me it's held me accountable really to make sure that I'm active every day. Sometimes I have those days where you don't get to get as much in, and you kind of beat yourself up a little bit, and you're like, man, I got to get it back tomorrow, or the next day I gotta work even harder. Some days I fall asleep with my watch on, and then I wake up and it's not charged or something like that, and you're mad at yourself. So it's helped put some discipline and some routine into my everyday life, just being active, right? So for me, that's huge, right? Health is your wealth. If you don't, you can have all the crypto and all the money in the world, but if you're not healthy, you can't enjoy it, right? You can't buy your health, right? You got to go out there and you got to work for it. There's only so much, a doctor can do for you, but this project here forces you to be active every day. Even if it's just moving your arms, if it's just walking around the house, whatever it is that you're doing, it's definitely going to help you. Now, the one thing I do want to say, and I spoke about this yesterday with Mr. Hayden on the training call yesterday, if this is, like Brian said, if this is your first project in crypto, let me tell you, you're so lucky and blessed because you got to miss all of the garbage projects. And your first project is probably the best one you'll ever touch because it is built the right way. I've been in over 100 different projects in the crypto space, and let me tell you, I've seen it all. You can't surprise me with anything in this space. And being that I've been able to see so many projects that didn't work, when I saw this project, I knew immediately this was something I had to be a part of. I knew that it was built the right way. It was built for longevity. It was built to scale. It was built for, a massive community. It was built for sustainability. All those things that we want in a project, we have it here. And we've seen in the first 9 months, of us being on the Avalanche chain, it's really unprecedented, right? To see the growth that's happened, right? Even at our peaks, it was even crazier, right? But when you look at these other projects that have come out and these other coins, when you look at Bitcoin, it took Bitcoin a long time to do what we did in 9 months. It took a very long time. And when you see all of these old projects, you can see the things, a person like Lynette, she was able to see the things that were flawed in those projects, brought it over here to MoveQuest and said, we're going to do those things better. So I tell you, you're at the right project. Now that we have the app, we're really going to take the training wheels off. And now it's time to let everything go. And you're going to see this project grow and scale at a rate that is going to be incredible. You are in the right place at the right time with this project. I'm super excited now that we have an app. The process is going to get easier for people to be a part of it, right? And the only thing we need here, the only thing this project needs are active people in our ecosystem. People that are being active and submitting their data on a daily basis. And guys, we're not going to see a $10 token, a 50, 100, 1,000. We're going to see this token scale, and the numbers are going to blow you away. Wait till we have 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, 1 million people that are part of this ecosystem. You're going to be saying, I am so happy that I did get into that project when you did. We will never mine as many tokens as we will mine today in the future. We won't do it. So take advantage of it. Imagine that you were one of those early people that were mining Bitcoin. What would your life look like today if you would have been mining Bitcoin back in 2010, 11? It's the same thing we have our hands on right now, guys. Don't play with this thing. This is going to be able to change your life, not only from a standpoint of health, but wealth as well. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's get this thing rocking. Herschel, back over to you.
Wow, send me a referral link so I can, I like to
Sign
sign
back up again, right?
So,
Need another account,
yeah,
right?
I'm ready to start over. And
Let's go.
And with that being said, for those of you that may be listening this evening, it is not too late. This is just the beginning of this, but you're still, when you know the old cliche, the ground floor, right? You know, we use it all the time, but we are truly still in the very, very beginning stages of this project. We're talking about less than 10,000 people that are actively submitting their physical activity on a daily basis. And this is a global, decentralized blockchain project that anybody in the world can participate with. They just need to know about it. And over time, with stories like Ron, with stories like Rita and Elton and Kishara and Mr. CPMD and Brian Rose, those stories are going to start to multiply. And when those stories multiply, that means that more and more people have taken advantage of what this ecosystem has to offer. And the ecosystem as a whole benefits from that activity. Now, before we round out our testimonies, we have an OG. And I don't know if there's anybody that's been around this project any longer than, with the exception of maybe Miss Lynette herself, the creator of the project. I want to bring the wealth builder himself to the table. And I'm going to allow him to introduce himself because I don't know how to introduce an OG like this. So go right ahead, sir.
Thank you, Herschel. And hopefully you guys can hear me.
Loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Awesome. Hey, first off, a shout out to you, man. Kudos to you and everybody that's a leader and a part of this project. We go back to the day one beginning of this project, and what we've been able to do is phenomenal. All of the leaders stepping up, all of the leaders doing Zooms and sharing the message of what MoveQuest is all about, the vision, the manifestation of what we've seen years ago, almost over 4 years now, to come to pass as what it is today. We have only increased step by step, day by day, to improve the aspect of what MoveQuest is and what it can be for the masses. And this is global masses, right? Not just for people in the US, not just for people in Europe. This is decentralized all over the world for the masses. And when I talk about how well this project has been built, the technology, the aspect of what you can actually do, being able to exchange your tokens and actually see the value of it. This is something far greater than anything we've seen. And again, like Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily said, he's seen over 100 projects. And when you can have someone with the caliber of seeing over 100 projects like him, myself, and so many others, it's only few and far in between that you find something that you can plant your flag in and say, this is home. This is where I'm going to plant my flag. And this is where I'm going to be. Brian spoke about fitness. And as most of you know, I've been into fitness for over 35 years, military, all of these great things. But nothing pushes me more, even so now that being retired and being on my own and being able to say, well, you know what, this can actually earn me something that I can call my own, right? This is something that I can show others. This is something that Mr. Two watches. This is something that you can see visibly every single day and be rewarded every night at midnight. This is the difference between something that is controlled by an organization or one person versus something that is decentralized and can affect the multitudes of people around the world. And regardless to what you've been through in the past, things that have not panned out, this is a platform. This is an ecosystem that can literally change the direction of your mindset. This is something that you can believe in. This is something that you can trust in, because every single day, people around the world are earning rewards through MoveQuest. MoveQuest is something that has been substantiated as one of the main priorities in the physical fitness arena, right? You look at many different fitness projects around the world, and they cannot earn a reward where you can actually deposit it at midnight. Like, you actually get your reward and you can exchange it. You can do different things. And I don't want to get too far into that, but for the global masses, ladies and gentlemen, this is somewhere you can plant your flag, and you can understand that once you see the technology, that this platform was built upon and how it has increased over time and over the months and over the years. It has only surpassed my wildest expectations. And again, kudos to our team, kudos to Lynette, kudos to Waleed, and all of those working behind the scenes that most of you probably have no idea exist. But we have some great people doing great things. Those leaders that are leading the charge with our Zooms and our weekend X spaces and all of the things that are going into the coordination of sharing this message is phenomenal. So again, kudos to everyone here. Kudos to those of you that are listening in, those of you that took time out of your busy schedule to be here, and for those who are going to continue to press forward in the future. I want to salute each and every one of you. My hat's off to you. Continue to keep pushing and earning every single day. Back to you, Herschel.
Absolutely. Wow. Go right ahead, Mr. Hayden.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I resonate with so much of what was shared over the last several minutes, especially, what Crypto Pays Me Daily brought to the table in terms of bringing to perspective the beauty of crypto blockchain and what already passed by with Bitcoin and what we have with us here today. Super cool, very exciting what's happening. And, the absolute best part of MoveQuest is the impact that it has in every area that it was designed to impact: health, wealth, overall well-being due to improvement in all of those areas of life. For those of you just tuning in, you are locked into MoveQuest and the celebration of the new app scheduled to go live tomorrow on June the 2nd. And for those of you who are very new and looking at this and wondering, what is MoveQuest? I mean, I kind of get it, but what exactly is it? Well, MoveQuest is a state-of-the-art, decentralized, move-to-earn application that can empower anyone, anywhere in the world to acquire crypto and create a stream of income by being consistent with healthy physical activity. Every single day, day after day, you can earn crypto simply by moving. You can learn more about MoveQuest by going to www.movequest.com. You can also explore the rest of the YouTube channel that you're listening on right now. Follow us on X, like and share the posts. You can also catch us on Facebook and Discord. Keep in mind, all of the official social media accounts are listed on www.movequest.com. My name is Hayden, co-hosting this event with Mr. Herschel Crow. Herschel, it's been an incredible journey. Let's take a look at how far we've come and where we are today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's interesting, hearing even in some of the testimonies this evening, some of the individuals stating that, this project's been around for 4 years. It's been being developed for 4 years. And I don't know if most of the people in the community are aware of how difficult it's different than the regular computing world, right? Where you just boot up a server and download some software and, and just run things when you get ready to do a change or an update or whatever the case is. And Miss Lynette, when she comes on later on, she can add a little color to this because I'm nowhere near a programmer or a techie, but from the way that I've been able to understand it, we're talking about hundreds of different smart contracts working in synchronization that are able to mimic some of the things that we're used to seeing regular computer servers and software programs be able to do. But because we're on the blockchain, they all have to do it in synchronization in order for it to work properly. So the meticulous detail that the programmers have actually had to go through to do something that's never been done in this space on this in this scale is truly remarkable, to say the least. So what I want to do is I kind of want to go through an evolution of where we've come from. I'm just going to go back to July of this past year to what things actually looked like at that point and bring us up to where we are all excited about the new application that's about to, be put in our hands. So I want to start here so that everybody understands that this is a blockchain project and the MQT token is listed on 2 decentralized exchanges. Why am I saying that? That's because if you possess the MQT token, you have access to buy and or sell that token at any point in time of your choosing. Now, in the very beginning, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen briefly here so we can actually see this. In the very beginning, when this project first launched, for ease of use and solely for ease of use, we recommended that individuals use MetaMask in order to, as their decentralized wallet. However, MetaMask is not the only wallet that can be used. You can use Trust Wallet, you can use Token Pocket, and there are other decentralized wallets that are out there that'll work as long as they support the Avalanche blockchain and allow you to have access to a dApp browser, meaning that you can connect to Web3 applications. So any of them work. The reason why we said MetaMask, or the major reason why we said MetaMask, is for ease of use, because individuals are able to actually send AVAX, because that's the native token to the blockchain that we're specifically referencing right now, to their MetaMask wallet. And inside of the wallet, they're able to actually swap that token directly into the MoveQuest token if they choose to. Now, why am I bringing this up now? And part of this is, the journey, but it's also just a slight bit of education for some of the people that may be new or not aware of this, because I've had several conversations over the last 3-4 days or so where people would go to their MetaMask wallet and say, hey, I'm not able to swap my MQT, back into AVAX or into USDT or whatever the case may be. Now, in this situation, if that is not working, just understand that MetaMask just has a back-end function that goes out to those exchanges that I'm referring to. And in this case, I'm talking about Uniswap and SushiSwap. They have the ability to actually do the swap for you. But at any point in time, you're in your wallet and you're not able to swap in or out of your MQT, you can simply go to Uniswap, which is an actual decentralized exchange, and you can connect your wallet and you can perform the swap at the exchange level. And you will be able to see whether it's MQT in the AVAX, whether it's AVAX in the MQT, whether you want to, do it into some USDT or whatever the case may be. You can do all of that directly from Uniswap. And you also can do that directly from sushiswap.com. Both of them give you the ability. So if you're ever in your MetaMask wallet and for whatever reason it's not allowing you to do that, please go to Uniswap or go to SushiSwap and you can perform that transaction. But this step right here was the first thing that everybody getting started with the ecosystem had to do when we got ready to launch on the Avalanche chain. They had to go into their MetaMask wallet and they had to acquire some AVAX and then purchase or swap for some MQT. Once they did that, here's a blast from the past for some of you. When we launched on the Avalanche chain, we launched under the brand Get Fit Mining, and all setup, account information, and everything was done through getfitmining.com. And when we would come here, it was a rather lengthy process where, you know, we would still have to take our MetaMask wallet and we would have to connect to, you know, through the DApp browser or browser extension for MetaMask and then go in and set up our accounts. But when it came to acquiring our miners, we'd have to go through and purchase each miner one by one. And every time you do a transaction, because it's on blockchain, every transaction has to be approved by you, the wallet holder. So there was a lot of clicking of buttons, very time-consuming process, waiting for everything to, you know, finish, you know, cycling and post to your account or what have you. You know, we'd come in and get our navigators, then we'd have to evolve them up to I can't even remember all the nomenclature now, the equivalent of the trailblazers now, and then evolve those up to explorers and then up to vanguards, and then we would have to manually merge them into titans. Then we'd have to unlock all of our docking slots. So this process, for those that are, you know, 11 months ago OGs, we remember this process. But then what happened? A few months ago, the developers finished the MoveQuest application for our DApp browser, our Web3 web application. And this is the end result of that. We no longer had to actually go to the website and evolve all of our miners one by one. It allowed us to then come in and we could actually pick the ones that we wanted and purchase them or acquire them all in one transaction. Now where we are with the entire ecosystem is even a step further than that. You hear us mention the hatchery quite often. I want everybody to understand this clearly. The hatchery is a permanent fixture. It is not going anywhere. The hatchery is a permanent fixture of the MoveQuest ecosystem. Henceforth, the difference is some of the things that we may have been privy to for early adopters is no longer a part of an offering within the hatchery, but for moving forward, the only way to acquire miners in the MoveQuest ecosystem will be, and the new onboarding process is to go through the hatchery. And you want to go through the hatchery. Why? Because when you're new or existing and you want to acquire another miner, whether it's a navigator, trailblazer, explorer, or vanguard, you would simply just come here inside the hatchery, select the number of miners you would like to acquire. So in this example, let's just say I wanted 2 vanguards. I would just click the number 2, and I would come over here and I would click incubate. What would happen at that moment? I would receive 2 vanguards as soon as I completed this transaction. That transaction would require me to pay. Each one is $225 worth of MQT. So I would be getting 2 of those. So that would be $450 worth of MQT. And I would actually be getting I'm sorry, it's 20%. I'm sorry, the numbers have changed. It would be $360 worth of MQT, and it would cost me $90 worth of AVAX in order to get 2 vanguards at this time. Now, I would get the vanguards. I am purchasing those. So there is no MQT coming back to me at that point from my actual purchase. But because I went through this hatchery feature that is a permanent fixture, every day that I take these miners and I go and submit my physical activity, because I am a contributor to the ecosystem, the ecosystem then rewards me for being a contributor. So every time I submit, I am actually earning additional MQT above, beyond what it cost me to get the Vanguards. I'm just earning MQT based off of what it cost me. So the more often I submit, I get that, or each day that I submit, I receive additional rewards over and above the physical activity that I actually performed from my own personal mining. And I am able to receive that back at the end of 222 days. So think about it like you are purchasing a miner or miners and going into a CD at the same time, and you're going to be rewarded. This is not a banking instrument. This is not financial advice. I'm just giving you an analogy for a point of reference. So like going into a CD where you have a term, and at the end of that term, you receive the benefits or the reward that is put on top of what it is that you actually put into it. So you will be able to receive that back. That is what we have evolved to, where we started out here, timely process, to where now things have been simplified and narrowed down to where we're able to get data rewards from our physical activity and contributions to the ecosystem. And the onboarding process has been simplified for anybody coming in, just being able to make a selection and click a button, as long as they've been able to put the AVAX or MQT in their wallets at that time. Then you will look here and you will see, because for our safety and security, and we'll cover this in a minute when we hit the app, but you will see that now when it's time to fund your internal wallet, you can clearly see when we go to the wallets tab where it says fuel your in-app wallet, we can easily see what we have in our current MetaMask wallet, and we can see what's in our internal wallet inside the app, and we can always send funds to our internal wallet simply and easily from our dApp or our Web3 application website for MoveQuest. So this is the evolution of the dApp browser. Now what I want to do is I want to transition right quick, see if I can get another device up here to actually share the screen. Hopefully this will work. And Hayden, let me know if this works. Everybody that knows me knows I'm not an iPhone guy, and I'm trying to make an iPhone work here. So boom.
Looking good so far.
Perfect. You can see. Perfect. So now let's move. That was the original website, the dApp browser, and then the new dApp browser. Now let's take a look at the Get Fit mining application that we've all been using since we've been a part of this project. Now, many of us have actually, it's grown on us, and we've become accustomed to, how everything functions and works, and, and all of that kind of stuff when it comes to seeing the circles, trying to close the circles out every day, switching from blockchain to blockchain, going to the settings and actually, going through the process of connecting various data sources, clicking on our earnings and submitting on a daily basis, and going to our doc and actually seeing the miners. Well, again, what has happened? This project overall has evolved, and we have now officially, we are closing out the overall congruency between Get Fit mining moving into MoveQuest to now we've reached that point to where this is and only is the MoveQuest project. That MoveQuest project that name encapsulates all of the true essence of what this project was designed to be, because it's not just lifting weights, it's not just running, it's a quest for each and every one of us to be a better version of ourselves. And then that can be done in a multitude of ways. So now what we're going to be looking at moving forward is the new MoveQuest app. Inside the new MoveQuest app, and we'll get into some of the training videos and things of that nature once the app is in everybody's hands, within the next day or what have you, so that we'll have calls so that everybody can understand each and every component within here. But most of you are going to instantly see and understand how intuitive everything is coming from the Get Fit Mining app. Instead of the circles, we have time bars listed on the screen. Everything is still the same 5 categories or whatever are there. Underneath those, we have instructional videos in case a person has questions about how to do something that's readily on the screen below. And bottom left-hand corner is this dashboard. I'm going to click the lightning bolt. That takes you to, which is congruent with the website icons, that shows you what your miners are. If you have any miners sitting in your wallet, not doing anything, they will show up here underneath your miners. And we all like the $sign, because when we click the $sign, that takes us to our daily activity. Underneath where it has submit, this is where we go and submit our physical activity on a daily basis. The claim button placement, I like that because it's now at the very top. So you can instantly take a quick view and see the number of days that you have left to before you get to your 10 days to claim. If you don't want to pay the additional fees to do that, and you can then you can scroll up and actually see each individual day and the number of shares that were earned on that day down below. To the right of the $sign, we have our electrical plug, which represents our mining dock, where we can actually click and see what miners we actually have docked. And as always, we can click on any one of our miners and actually pull it up so that we can see all of its attributes. If we want to, undock it, then we can just click the little button. So a lot of the things that we're able to do in the DApp browser, we're also able to do in the application of the app on your phone as well, without issue. Then we have our settings, which is the bottom right corner, our settings tab. And here you will see everything kind of in a line, in order, in one spot when you're getting ready to do some things. So let's look. Number one is our app settings. Here's where you can go and set your dark and your light theme, whether you want to measure your distance in miles or in kilometers. A new feature that has been added for each individual to take advantage of, should they choose to. Nothing has changed with the criteria, with the maximums for the ecosystem. I want to make sure I'm clear here. Nothing has changed with the daily maximums. Steps, 20,000, calories, 2,000, distance, 10 miles, workouts, 2 hours, and sleep, 8 hours. That's the maximum that you can benefit from. However, for those individuals that say to themselves, you know what, I want to set my own personal goals. Maybe I'm working my way up to these larger numbers or what have you. Now we have it where you can actually set the system to actually chart the timeline on the front page according to what you want your target goal to be for the day, whether it's steps, whether it's calories that you want to burn, whether it's distance that you want to cover, the time you want to work out, or the amount of sleep that you believe you may be able to get on a daily basis. So each individual can make the determination of whether they want to keep everything with the standard setup, or they can set their own personal goals and work their way up over time if they choose. Then we have our notification settings. Underneath the settings, you have the ability to receive notifications, or you can turn that off. You can turn on sound effects, or you can turn sound effects off. We have our data settings. Here is where we actually go to give our device permissions. So if you have an iPhone, which is what I'm sharing this with right now, health permissions, you can turn it on or off from here. If you're using a phone or a watch, or in this case, I have a third-party device. I'm using a Fitbit with this phone, so I'm running it through Health Sync. So whatever the data source is, you can come here and make that selection and switch back and forth if you so choose to see what data to your preferred source of data for the ecosystem. So we'll do that. Finish loading so I can go back. There we go. Then we have our security settings. Here you can go in and change your see my eyes getting bad here. You can change your code and things of that nature back here. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to leave that alone. I haven't tried that. That's one part of the app that I have not tried yet. So I think I'm going to stay out of there. So then we go down here to the Help Center. Just like the Help Center on the website, if you go to the Help Center, you can click on videos, and all the video training videos and things of that nature can be accessed directly from inside the app. Let's see here. Zoom support. You can come here and you can click, and it will take you into the Zoom support room that's open. And I'm not sure, I don't remember those dates and times off the top of my head, but this will allow you to get access if you need help or assistance as you're going through the process or whatever. Then we have privacy policy and terms and conditions, and the ability to disconnect the wallet that's connected to it if you need to reconnect a different one or whatever the case may be. So all in all, the app in and of itself is a lot more intuitive. It's a lot smoother to go through the process. And here's the other thing that you can do directly from the app itself. If you look in the top right-hand corner, we have you can click there and you can see your internal wallet. In your internal wallet, well, when you go through setting up the app, it gives you a QR code. If you would like to, you can send AVAX, you can send MQT to your internal wallet, whether it be directly or if you go into the DApp browser. But when you have AVAX and MQT in your internal wallet, here you can come to the hatchery and click on the hatchery. And when you're ready to acquire an additional miner, or if you're setting this up for the first time, either way, doesn't matter. You can actually come here and actually enter the hatchery as well. So the app allows us to do quite a bit that, and is, again, a lot more intuitive and easier to navigate, less moving parts than its predecessor. And at this point in time, I'm just extremely happy that we've made it to this point, and that each and every one of you in a very short order will have the ability to put your hands on it as well. So Hayden, if there's anything that you think I may have missed or needed to cover, please let me know. Otherwise, sir, I'm going to bring it back over to you to go to the next step of this evening's broadcast, sir.
Yo, that was amazing. Well done, Herschel. That is a testament to the professional that you are. For those of you who don't know, Herschel is one of the OGs of this project. He's been in the trenches since the beginning, helping people to onboard into MoveQuest and help them get set up for success. You know, we thank you, Herschel, for your contribution to this community. You're absolutely you're an absolute professional. Very cool. Thank you so much for that amazing look at the journey and some very important areas of the new MoveQuest app and the Web3 interface. That was an incredible frame of reference, where we were before, where we are right now. And, you know, I have to admit, that was pretty nostalgic. Looking at the old Get Fit Mining website and the process we used to get started, I remember those days super clearly. And even though it was tough and intense and it took time, I was having so much fun. Like it was a blast launching the Avalanche blockchain, getting prepared, all the days that led up to it, and the technology while we were going through it. I was super blown away. The tech was absolutely incredible, and maybe that's just the techno in me. But anyways, for everyone in the audience here tonight, keep in mind this is just the beginning. Visually, functionally, the MoveQuest app is going to evolve and get better and better and better and better. MoveQuest is one of the most empowering technological projects of our time, and definitely the absolute best crypto mining project in the move to earn space. Ladies and gentlemen, the party is just getting started. Right about now, I have the distinct honor of introducing to you a very special woman, near and dear to all of us, who, with all of her success, she will be the first to acknowledge her very humble beginnings. She's very much a family woman who, like many of us, she has a burning desire for success, and she put that desire into action by being one of the world's earliest holders of Bitcoin. She is absolutely brilliant in the area of crypto and blockchain, and she used her expertise to design MoveQuest. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the MoveQuest Nation, here she is to share some powerful insights with all of us, the founder and the creator of the MoveQuest project, Miss Lynette Artin. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Hayden. Thank you, all of you, for being here tonight. Yeah, this is a very exciting time for us. I would have to say it'll be 4 years in August, when this was just a vision, just written out on paper, and contacting our lead developer, Waleed, and telling him what I wanted to do. And, without Waleed, none of this would ever have happened, because he is the one who basically programmed what my vision was for this project. And it was a long process, because you have to do it right. There's a lot of move to earn projects that are on the market, and they don't even come close to what MoveQuest is. There's just so many differences, and it has taken us almost 4 years, but to be 100% decentralized and to complete our roadmap and to bring to the community what we promised to bring, it took a lot of time. It took a lot of bumps and bruises, and we built it step by step, brick by brick, just like you do every day. Any business, although this is a project where you're in control, there's nobody operating this from behind the scenes. It is all on chain, every single part of MoveQuest. And while other projects raise millions and millions of dollars to do their development, we didn't do that. We did exactly the opposite. And we are launching with a working dApp. It's one where we've created that self-sustaining ecosystem. That's a big deal. A lot of people don't, when they hear that, what is a self-sustaining ecosystems? Blockchains are self-sustaining ecosystems. And while we're not a blockchain, we built on the same fundamentals of a blockchain, meaning that everything you do within this dApp, with this project, you're making a call to a smart contract every single time that is operating on the blockchain. It's done instantly. It's done in real time. It's recorded to the blockchain. It is building its own liquidity. And to date, our very small community, if you look at where we're at, to me, every single person should be really excited here. We haven't gone out and did major marketing. We have maybe 8,000 people in our community. That's a very, very small community, but over $36 million. This community has been able to take home to their pockets just from their proof of physical activity by becoming more fit, becoming more healthy, by moving. And a lot of people say, well, how does that all happen? It's really hard for people to wrap their minds around that. I was on a call not that long ago, actually in the last week, and talking about how a lot of people think that crypto is extremely complicated. And that the average person can't understand it because this person thinks that the average person that walks the earth is stupid. Literally, that's what I was told. Like 90% of the population are just dumb. And I'm like, God, this isn't true. That is not the case. This is something new, the crypto technology, and it takes a while for that light bulb to come on. I don't consider myself a dumb person, and it took me years to understand crypto. So don't get discouraged when you get involved with the MoveQuest project. If you think it's difficult, it's really not. It's just a matter of understanding a few simple things about crypto, about blockchain, about self-sustaining ecosystems. And once that light bulb comes on, it actually is very simple. And the everyday person with the average level of intelligence can do this with no problem. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You don't have to be the most intelligent person in the world to become wealthy in the crypto space. You just have to take a little bit of time to understand some basic things. And when we put this project together, we put it together so that the masses would be able to come in and be a part of this journey, of this project, to become more healthy and to build your own wealth. We use the same max amount of tokens, 21 million, the same halving schedule as Bitcoin. Of course, we've made some improvements on how the distribution of tokens is mined, just because, take for Bitcoin, for example, those of you who were back in the day in 2009 when we got started with Bitcoin, nobody even knew what it was. Nobody had any understanding of how it worked, the importance of those wallets and those 12-word passphrases and maintaining those private keys. We couldn't really see what was there, right? We didn't understand it. We knew it was Bitcoin. Everybody said it was a scam, right to your top banking CEOs, like I can't remember Jamie Dimon or something like that. Is that his name? Jamie Dimon or whatever with Chase Bank. Remember, he was the loudest at the time of what a scam it was. And if you went into Chase Bank and you said that the money you were putting in your account come from crypto, they would close your account. But then his daughter made millions in crypto, and all of a sudden he loved it. And now, the banking institutions are working, to implement crypto into their space. Wells Fargo, for one, they are behind the scenes building a blockchain at the moment for their institution and for their bankers. People who work with Wells Fargo. So it's come a long way. It's intertwined in our ecosystem. It's not going anywhere. And I wanted to create something that was genuine, that was going to be here for the long term, that didn't have any centralization in it, that had nobody controlling it, no company, no entity, no group of people. You see so many projects, and the project creators, they hold the keys to everything. And a lot of times, those projects will go belly up. Sometimes it's because they were mismanaged. Other times it's because they just didn't have what they needed, which is that self-sustaining ecosystem, that utility behind your token. They didn't take the time to build a sustainable project. But over the years, and from experience of being in different projects holding different tokens, I've been a part of buying many pre-sale tokens. Many of you who are here and have been in the crypto space for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. Projects will hold a private sale or a pre-sale of tokens. You get all the hype about the project. People come in and they buy, tokens at a massive, massive discount. And then there's another tier, and then it's a higher price and a higher price and a higher price. And what these projects are doing is they're bringing in money, and they're saying it's for the development of their project. And in a year or 2 or 3 years later, whatever issue it is that they're going to solve with their project is supposed to, come into light and be workable and working, and everybody's going to just make loads of money from that pre-sale, but that never happens, very, very rarely, because those tokens have been grossly inflated. And there's so many of them on the market that it's just an overwhelming amount, and the liquidity can just never catch up to it. And not only that, but they rely on individuals to provide that liquidity. We're here, the self-sustaining ecosystem. Every time you make a call to a smart contract, what do I mean by that? When you submit your proof of physical activity, there is fees. Just every blockchain has a fee. This project has a fee. That becomes liquidity. You go into the hatchery, there's a fee, that becomes liquidity. When you claim your tokens, that becomes liquidity. If you upgrade your miners to higher powered miners, those are fees, those become liquidity. All of the things that you do within the app, that becomes the liquidity for the community. The project never sells MoveQuest, and that's the other thing that these projects do. They allocate tons of tokens. I'm going to pick on the official Trump meme collection. 81% they retain. Everybody knows. Okay, I'm not going to go into politics. All I'm going to say is, to me, that was the most ridiculous thing that Trump has ever done. I'm a supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of our country and everything going well. But 81% in allocation to their teams. There was no allocation of tokens here. Zero. You got, everybody is on the same playing field. You mine them or you buy them. There's no allocation of token to me, to the development team, to the designer team, to our core team, to any of our admins, not our support, nobody. And that's unheard of. So it's a very strong built project. It's got a very strong foundation. The hatchery, there was that small window, that few months, where current community, and I'll tell you why we did this. When you would use the hatchery to mint miners, you would receive all of that MoveQuest back in 222 days, plus you would get the reward. Those of you who took advantage of that, the reason we did that is because our tokens, there's barely any in circulation. To date, there's been over 1 million tokens that have gone into circulation from mining. However, the ecosystem has absorbed so many of them that there's only half of those in circulation. There's almost 400,000 in the hatchery, and there's 272,000 that are being held in wallets. Now, if we would have taken that 400,000 MoveQuest tokens that are in the hatchery and not returned them back to you, we would have run into a shortage of those tokens. We haven't been on the token got listed last July 21st. And because of the way our ecosystem works, it pulls in so much of that MoveQuest. And that MoveQuest, once it comes back into the ecosystem, it cannot be sold. That MoveQuest is future liquidity. That means it has to be paired to the USDT, added as liquidity, and it has to be bought before it can be sold. Well, the actual ecosystem itself is holding over 1 million of those tokens, because at the end of the first year, there's, without going into too many numbers, on August 1st, that will be year one for mining. July 21st will be the year one for the listing on the exchange. As of August 1st, the ecosystem itself will have 803,000 of the MoveQuest tokens from the first year for liquidity. Up till this point, we've already received, I think, from the ecosystem, it's over 400,000 MoveQuest tokens that have come back in through the system, and those can't be sold. They don't go to me, they don't go to the developers, they don't go to the designers, they don't go to the support team. They belong to the community's liquidity pool. So they have to go into liquidity before they can and be bought, before anybody can sell them. So we pull out a lot of that MoveQuest token. We don't burn it, so we don't inflate it, but it goes back into the ecosystem as that liquidity. And you don't see that with other projects. You see burning mechanisms and different things like that, but that just inflates that market value. So with that hatchery, making sure that everybody got those tokens back, we ensure that we don't end up with an inflated market value of that token, because if there's not enough in circulation and all of a sudden, this goes viral, you're going to see a token that shoots way up into the hundreds of dollars. And so we want to make sure that the liquidity is there to support those market values. And that's why the community are receiving those tokens back from the hatchery. It gives you the opportunity to sell them when you want to, based on what your market price is that you want to sell them for. You're the miners. You're the ones that provide these tokens to the public when there is a demand there. If there's overselling, that means that there's not a high demand for them. And so right now there's ample tokens on the exchange. But as we start to grow and people see how powerful this project is, this infrastructure, how it all works, it is going to go viral. It is going to have the masses involved. There's just no way to stop that. It's just too strong. It's too solid, and it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. You're going to want those tokens back from that hatchery. We're going to want them back from that hatchery as well to go back into the ecosystem when you decide to sell them. And those of you who aren't going to sell them, when you get them back, you have that golden hatchery, and you'll be able to move right into the golden hatchery. And there's no fee for that. It's just a way for you to continue to earn that additional mining reward. You have to submit every day your proof of physical activity, so you get your mining reward, and then you get the additional hatchery reward. But moving forward now, and this is something that other projects don't have, where do you go to a project and you buy a product or a miner or a node or anything like that, and they say, hey, wait a minute, we're going to let you earn on what you spent. You're going to be able to mine additional MoveQuest tokens. So as long as you're submitting that proof of physical activity, the amount that you spent, we're going to allow you an additional mining reward. And so when you submit, you're still going to be mining an additional amount of MoveQuest for that 222 days that you're going to be able to claim. And if everything continues on the trend that it is, you will have not only made enough or mined enough MoveQuest to cover the cost of all your miners. It's quite possible that you could see it 10 times or higher than what you actually spent to mint those miners, which would mean, aside from your mining, that you're completely in profit at that point, just from that proof of physical activity, just from becoming more fit. And that also keeps that MoveQuest in circulation. It ensures that when you submit, you get the additional mining reward. So we don't have too much in circulation. That's a lot of the problems that a lot of these projects have, is that they've got so many tokens in circulation that their liquidity could never catch up to it. So enough about the hatchery and the liquidity, because those are the main pieces, right, of this project. That's the onboarding. You come in through the hatchery. You can upgrade through the evolution. We may have a surprise for everybody tomorrow. Right now, everybody, just so you know, the app is ready to go. We haven't added the leasing yet. We will be adding that very soon. We're adding the rest piece by piece. That way, if something goes wrong, we have a version to roll back to. If we put everything inside the app all at once and then made it live, and there was an issue, we wouldn't have a version to roll back to. This is a very stable app at this point. It is ready to go live. Apple is currently in the process of migrating us from the individual beta test flight account that we used to build this project in to our organizational account. What that means is that you'll be able to go to the iOS store and download the MoveQuest app. Now, while they're working really hard to get this done by tomorrow, there is a possibility that it could drag on for another day or two. They had sent an email today requesting a couple of more documents. So we'll see. If that is the case, and let's just say it takes another day or two, you will be able to still get the app through test flight until Apple is done with this migration. So the migration has already started. We can't even submit any updates or any more versions of this app until the migration is done, because they're moving us from the one account we were in into the corporate account. Android, same thing. Waiting on the migration process, the validation to get settled. But you will all still get access to the new version of the app. And then, like I said, we may still complete by tomorrow. I know on Apple's side with the team I'm working with Apple, they're working diligently to get this finished by tomorrow. So fingers crossed, it'll be a go. If not, we're just a few days away, day 2, 3. But regardless, you're going to get access to the app, even if it is through test flight. So you guys, this is just the beginning. This is when we're just getting started. Once we're in the Apple Store, not using test flight here over the next few days, we'll have all of our press releases going out. We've got a lot of interviews that are scheduled. We have a lot of things that are in the pipeline that are going to start to really put MoveQuest out there in front of people. We've got a couple of projects that will be partnering with us, and we'll be introducing those to you here over the next few days. So you'll learn more about those. Those are additional tokens that you'll be able to mine if you choose to, but it's also giving their communities the opportunity to mine the MoveQuest as well as mine their tokens. So it's building the community. It is sharing the vision with other projects and allowing those projects to use our full self-sustaining ecosystem for their projects, which will help build liquidity for their tokens. It doesn't interfere with the MoveQuest market value at all. If anything, it actually helps build the MoveQuest liquidity and market value as well. So many things that are taking place. And for those of you who are, I'm just going to give you guys, and I had to write these down because there are so many of them. I'm actually going to get my glasses on here just so I can read everything. When you're looking at these different projects that have launched, what I want you to realize that's different about MoveQuest, we had no pre-sale, and you only mine these tokens through your proof of physical activity. The liquidity, your other projects, it's provided by the community's LP buyers. Okay, they provide that liquidity through those liquidity pool providing tokens that they receive. Our liquidity comes from generating from the usage via the mining. Token distribution. Okay, all your other projects, they've got that large insider allocation. We don't have that. Okay, they're mined, period. And that's how you get them. Utility. Most of your projects have no utility. And if they do have utility, it's usually way, way, way down the road that it's coming, and 9 times out of 10, they're not even here long enough to implement that utility. We have very strong utility. The hatchery, the boost, the evolution, the submission of that proof of physical activity, the challenges, the leasing, all of these pieces that are part of the MoveQuest ecosystem. We have liquidity sustainability. Most of your projects, they have to have constant buyers or constant liquidity providers. Ours is fully self-contained within the ecosystem. Every time that you do an action inside this app, it is becoming liquidity. And with the hatchery in place, I want everybody to understand that when that hatchery went into the algorithm, there is that 222 days when that MoveQuest is being released, you'll really start seeing that liquidity beef up, because that all of that hatchery fees and whatnot that come in, that will start to implement as that hatchery starts to release. Why? Because that's making sure that everybody who is in that hatchery is able to be able to expect that those MoveQuest tokens are still going to hold a good value, a good market value. That's what those fees are for. So it doesn't all go in at the exact same time that liquidity is built up. It goes in based on when tokens are going to be in circulation, based on what the market value is going to be, based on what the demand is. So there's algorithms that take place that determine when and what goes into that liquidity to make sure that it's sustainable. And that's a very strong part of this ecosystem. The rewards model. Okay, most of your projects have very high inflation. We don't. we have that self-recycling basically from the in-app. It's always bringing in that MoveQuest, and it goes back into the back into the community through the ecosystem by liquidity injections. It takes that MoveQuest and it pairs it to that USDT. And we never sell the MoveQuest. That's a complete it just doesn't happen within our project. There's nothing been allocated. It has to go into liquidity, be bought before it can be sold. So that's something that everybody should really understand. That is probably the strongest part of this project. When you look at other projects, you'll see the dev team gets 10%, marketing gets 20%, yada, yada, yada. They'll have this whole list. And then you've got, 30% or something that's going to go into the community. Well, you've got 60 to 70% that's pre-allocated. Those are going to be sold. They're going to be sold based on what the community provides as liquidity. And that takes away a lot from what the community is going to get value-wise. We don't have any allocation here. In your other projects, it's mostly based on speculation. And here, our active users, you're mining those tokens by moving. There's no speculation. We don't give speculative market values. You're mining it through that proof of physical activity. Token demand, most of your projects is done by hype and demand. Ours, it's done through boosts, through leasing, through the evolution. That's what that demand is. The development incentives, let's see. I got a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm not going to keep going through all of it, but the whole bottom line is this. Our project is completely decentralized. It's completely managed by smart contracts. Most of your projects have minimal decentralization. Most of it is centralized, and most of them are not operating on smart contracts where you've got complete and total control. We don't require more funding, guys. We're completely decentralized. This project is completely debt-free. We have no investors that are waiting to cash out on the backs of your money. Everything is paid for and done. And so basically it's a plug and play system. And the community definitely benefits from all of those things that took us 4 years to put together, but to make sure that when we brought it to you live, that you knew it was going to be here for the long term, and that while you were getting fit and getting healthy, you were also building wealth. And we're here. We're just waiting now for the stores. And that's all I've got. I want to thank everybody for being part of this journey with us. And the journey's not over. We still got a lot we're adding, but it's been exciting. It's been a long road. I can tell you I'm tired, but very excited.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. That was super cool. I can only speak for myself, but I was taking notes. Listening to Lynette is like listening to a professor and going to X-Men, Crypto, and Blockchain University. Thank you so much, Lynette. The community absolutely adores you. Well, everyone, there you have it. The new MoveQuest app is literally hours away from being launched, right at your fingertips. I am energized. I am absolutely fired up and super excited about success. The type of success that is on the horizon is just limitless. MoveQuest is very simple and very easy to access. It's an app that you can download from the App Store and the Google Play Store. It's a platform that will empower you to transform your emotion into money. Thank you all for taking time to hang out with us and celebrate together with us tonight for this new chapter of MoveQuest, of the MoveQuest adventure. Like all parties, there comes a time when we have to fade to black and roll the credits. There is no other MoveQuest, there is no other crypto project on the platform like MoveQuest. Oops, 1 second.
Before you take us out, I want to say one thing, Mr. Hayden.
Sure, go ahead.
Just to make sure, Miss Lynette.
I thought I lost you for a second there.
Oh, no, we're here. Miss
Cool,
Lynette,
go ahead.
before you go, just so we can all have the same level of expectation for tomorrow in knowing, okay, if we wake up and we're in the app store, we know we're going to sing from the mountaintops, right? Or whatever. But in the event that it's not, at what point will we be able to share with everyone what and how to go ahead and obtain access through the App Store or Android or whatever? Is there a time of day that should be like our time to look?
Okay, so if the migration into the stores is not completed by noon Eastern tomorrow, you'll go to your dashboard and there will be links there for you to download the new version on test flight. And for those of you that are on Androids, I think Waleed is on the line, but I want to say they're going to have to use the APK file until we're complete with Android. Possibly not. If Waleed's on the line, he can come on and say, I believe we can change the name in the store. They could just go there, update under the MoveQuest app. I'm not 100% how it works with Android. I really wish I was more Android savvy. One of these days, I will take the time to tackle that beast. But right now, I do know if we are not done with the migration by noon with Apple, you will be able to access it through test flight. As far as Android, if Waleed is here, he can unmute his mic. He can let us know, but it'll be available for Android as well. You'll just go to the dashboard and where that countdown is, there'll be links one way or the other to at least obtain access to the app, whether it's actually listed in the store or not.
Okay. Okay, he just shared.
It will be in the stores. There's no doubt about that. It's just this migration process from individual to organization has to be completed.
Okay.
I missed the boat. I'll just be honest. You guys all know I'm really super transparent when it comes to things. I tell it just like it is. So when we started this process, I kept going to Waleed and like, I've heard nothing from Apple. Like, what should we be doing? We're coming up on launch. I got an email less than 24 hours after I submitted all the paperwork to them, and I didn't see it, and I missed it. 8 days went by before I found it. So that's on me. So I put us behind. That's completely my fault. So now they're rushing. They understood that. They're rushing to get this done for us.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
All right. Well, Waleed just shared. Oh, let me go back to it. I don't know what just happened. There we go. He just shared. This is what. Let me get back to it. I lost what he gave me. Come on, Herschel. Where did I? Oh, there we go. There we go. When the countdown timer that's on the MoveQuest website goes to 0 tomorrow, you will notice that you will have the button to go to the App Store or the APK to download to Android devices. So this will be here. And I'm assuming if everything is ready in those locations, the buttons will direct you to Android and or iOS app stores. So basically when it goes to 0, just go to MoveQuest.com, go to the dashboard, and these links will be here respective to the device that you're using to download the app, regardless of the situation. So that's what I wanted everybody to be on the same page with come tomorrow. So by noon Eastern, we should have those answers. Perfect. All right, Hayden, back to you, sir.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. That's why you're an absolute professional, Herschel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for taking time to hang out and celebrate together tonight for this new chapter of MoveQuest, the MoveQuest adventure. Like all parties, there comes a time when we have to fade to black and roll the credits. There is no other project, no other crypto and blockchain project on the planet like MoveQuest. 100% decentralized, 100% on-chain. No central authority controls your tokens. Everything is managed by a smart contract. Remember, safety and security are super important in the world of crypto. No one from technical support, customer support, or any of the senior support teams will ever contact you directly asking for private information. You should never, ever, ever share your private keys, passwords, safety keys, the recovery freeze with anyone. There will be an official MoveQuest overview presentation hosted by Mr. Brandon Ivy live every Monday and Wednesday with his associate Marnita Casa at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the MoveQuest Discord channel to find out more details on that. Once again, special shout outs to the MoveQuest Nation, the absolute best community in the world of crypto and blockchain. Big respect to the diamond hand holders of the community. Excess amounts of respect to the max out warriors, the multi-watch warriors, and the multi-set soldiers in the house. Massive thanks to the customer and technical support team and the core leadership group. You are all truly appreciated. Lastly, super high-tech respect to the designers and the devs. You are all members of the future new 1%. This is Hayden Andre, your friendly neighborhood digital asset investor, ending transmission for the night. Peace, love, and positive vibes and movements.
MoveQuest, let's get it. Turn your steps to earnings, we stay winning. It's your journey, walk it on it. Stay active, get that crypto. Let's go. Move, submit, earn and repeat. Every step I take, yeah, I'm stacking that heat. Crypto flowing while I'm moving my feet. Health and wealth, yeah, I'm playing for keeps. No more sitting, we stay on the grind. Walk to the bag, let's redefine. Balance the hustle, body and mind. MoveQuest mode, yeah, I'm aligned. Stay active, earn crypto, stack it. Every move I make, that's a habit. Turn every step into earnings. New way to win, yeah, I'm learning. Move, submit, earn and repeat. Crypto rewards got me feeling the lead. It's your journey, chase that feed. Health and wealth, yeah, we bring the heat. X Spaces live, Sunday 3 p.m. EST, tune in with me. We talking games, we talking stacks. Moving forward, never looking back. One step closer, mission's clear. Every week, yeah, we pioneer. New ways to earn, new way to grow. MoveQuest life, let's get